First of all, let's speak about the training quickly. We did, and this has a lot to do with periodization. This has a lot to do with load management, okay? Remember what we spoke about yesterday. Let's suppose this is how I like to work, okay? This is how I suggest you work for a few reasons. I like to split my trainings into blocks of 4 weeks. After that, we change the routine. Why is that? Regular people get annoyed by doing the same routine over and over. That's the main reason. Okay? So just do a new one after 4 weeks. That doesn't have to be extremely different. Doesn't have to be a different stimulus or even a different phase of the program. It can be the same hypertrophy. Also because you're not going to get extremely big from 4 weeks training. Hypertrophy is a chronic process. It takes a fuck ton of time. Okay? So forget that. By the way, I want to debunk one myth here. What do you think is better for hypertrophy? Powerlifting style training or hypertrophy bodybuilding style training? Which one is best? Any idea? Hypertrophy, theoretically. What if I tell you that the biggest, most muscular natural athlete in the world is a powerlifter, not a bodybuilder? Okay? It's a misconception that people, bodybuilding for growth, powerlifting only for strength. No, you gotta be fucking big as well to be a good powerlifter. Okay? Why is that? The biggest, the cross-sectional area of the muscle, the easier it is to get stronger. And vice versa. No wonder why the biggest bodybuilders on the planet are fucking strong as well. Okay? Because they go hand in hand. You can't get extremely big without getting extremely strong. You can't get extremely strong without getting extremely big. Let's say you split the training into 4 weeks, all right? This is what we did today. We're gonna speak about it later. So 4 weeks, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very common mistake. All in, first week, second week, boom, crash on the wall, straight. Don't do that. Start rather conservative. How do you start conservative? And feel free to record what I'm saying here. You will not retain 100% of this info. Put your cell phone, record, listen to it later. You will not remember everything, okay? How do you start? Periodizing what? Do you remember the word? What is, when I'm talking about RPE, what is that? Rate of perceived exertion. So periodizing effort, periodizing exertion, okay? So RPE, 7, 8, 9, week 4, what do we do? RPE can be reassess, remember. Okay, if you're okay, send it. All in. Feeling good, break a PR. What PR is different from 1RM. Okay, PR is personal record. Your personal record can be for 1 rep, for 2 reps, for 3 reps, for 4 reps on that exercise, for 567 reps if you want to do it. I wouldn't have the patience, but okay, so you're going for a PR. If your coach put there on the last week, it's a deload week, 2 sets of 10 low bar squats, try to break a PR for 10 reps. If your PR is 100 kilos, 102.5 PR. Fuck yeah. Okay, got it? Very good. So how does that translate into these that we did today? Okay, so first of all, what are we doing today? Why do we do this here? 1, 6. Dennis, don't answer because he knows. Why would you do 1 rep before doing 6 reps and then go back to 1 rep heavier, 6 reps heavier, and so on? Exactly. Why? I want to know the mechanism. Central nervous system activation. Post-activation potentiation. Okay? We are trainers. Let's speak complicated language amongst us. With people, explain like you're explaining to a 5-year-old. Okay? So post-activation potentiation. The heavy set here makes, cool. The heavy set here makes this 6 rep set feel lighter, okay? And then you go here, lighter. Then you go here, the idea is to hit a 6 rep set heavier than you would do normally. What kind of public can do this kind of training here? Tricky question. Everybody. But the stronger the guy is, the harder it is to do the 3 waves. Okay, so this is 1 wave, 2 waves, 3 waves. Last time my coach gave me that. First week, amazing. Second week, amazing. Third week, I crashed here, literally. 6, 1. Okay, so actually, sorry, I eliminated these 2, these 1, there. I did only the 2 last waves. And on the last week, I did these here. Top set, back down set. That's how we call it in powerlifting jargon. Okay, why is that? Just fucked, just tired. Central nervous system, body felt okay, but the central nervous system is like, ooh, fucked up. Okay? Fatigue masks fitness. Remember this. Okay? So you won't be able to perform maximally if your central nervous system is not performing maximally. Your motor unit activation won't be optimal. Okay? You just won't be able to activate as much muscle mass to lift that load. How do you contour that? Okay? On the last week, fourth week is gonna be a deload anyways. So I would suggest you do only one wave anyways. But on the first week, let's say 1, 6, 1, 6, you can start here from 85% of your 1 rep max. Okay? Then here you move to 87.5%. Fucking hell, my handwriting. And here, 9%. Fuck, 9%, 90% for 1 rep is very comfortable. Heavy, but very comfortable. You can still do it, okay? Then on the second week, you will start from here. So you will do first week, 87.5, 90, 92.5. Third week, 90, 92.5, 95. Okay? If you're feeling okay, fourth week, you can jump to 102% or 105%. On the first one, eliminate the shit. Here, PR, here, fuck it. Okay? That's how you periodize effort. It works for literally everybody, no matter the level. Okay, their training level. That's the first thing. So why do we do those waves? On 6, remind me, please. Neuromuscular activation. What's the name? Post-PAP. P-A-P. Potentiation. Yes. Okay? Potentiation. It's the same as phase potentiation. You potentiate the second phase because this phase here is stimulating your body to perform better here. Same thing. Okay? And second training we did 2 times 2 and 2 times 8. Right? Some of you got a bit confused with the percentages and blah. No problem. It's new stuff. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Okay? Why do we do 2 sets of 2 and then 2 sets of 8? Have any idea? The same thing. That's one reason. Second reason, I spoke about it with you yesterday. 1 and 2 reps are what we call skill training. Okay? That's why I was talking to Kadi today. My week was heavy. I don't know if I can go that heavy. I'm gonna go lighter, just work on technique. You won't. Because in order to work on technique, you have to do something that challenges your technique to break down. You have to go heavy enough for it to break down. Okay? If you don't go, you're gonna be doing it perfectly until you put some heavier weights there. How do you learn how to improve your technique? Heavy sets. There's no other way. Sorry. Okay? These sets here of 8, they are what we call, these are the top sets, talking about powerlifting jargon again. These are the top sets. Okay? So, and you can even do it like we did today. The first set, like a warm-up, a heavy warm-up, let's put it this way. And the second set of 2, the heavy one, the very heavy one. Okay? And then these 2 here, they are what we call back-off sets. So, back-off sets. Why do we do them? There are a couple reasons for that. Do you have any idea? Remember what I told you earlier, that in powerlifting, we want to build muscle as well, right? Do you think 2 sets of 2 will stimulate your body enough to grow muscle? No. Okay, so this year we're doing to add what? Volume to your training. First thing. Okay? Second, if you study something and you never do it again, will you remember that shit later? You won't. You just studied your technique here. You will fixate the technique here with higher volume. Okay? So I'm not saying that you will only train technique with heavy loads. No, you will mainly train technique with heavy loads because it has to be challenging enough to break down your technique. When you do higher volumes, you will fixate this technique. Okay? Then you will do it. Look how much Paulina improved on the last set. Your last set was perfect. Beautiful. I want to get married to that set. Perfect. The 8 reps, one like the other. Holding breath, not locking out, just like I told you how to do it. Because on the first 2 sets that were heavy, they were challenging enough, you were able to keep your technique, and then we just perfected that. Okay? So you're going to use these kind of sets here to fixate your technique, increase volume, and so on. And they're not going to be easy. They cannot be easy. Nothing is easy in training. If it's easy, you're doing wrong. Okay? This is not the place to go easy. Certain periods, yes, you will breathe, take it easy and so on. But want to go easy? I don't know. Go do CrossFit at the beach. Whatever. I don't care. Okay? So, do you guys have any questions about the training today? Now's the time.